everybody, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I have a homeschooling video for you guys today. I'm going to be talking about my top pick curriculum, and I've shared videos kind of like this in the past. The reason this one is a little bit different is because it's going to be for anybody that wants to know some of my favorite curriculum, but also especially new homeschoolers. I get that question a lot. People telling me that they are starting out with homeschooling and they feel really overwhelmed, particularly with the core subjects of what to teach their kids, what's the best program to use, especially if maybe you're not very well versed in teaching certain core subjects. I feel like this is a great way to share some of my top favorite curriculum anyway, but then especially for people who are intimidated by homeschooling or new to homeschooling. So if you want to see my top picks for new homeschoolers, or really anybody, then stay tuned. So if you guys have watched my channel for any length of time, then you would know that for me, math was always kind of my Achilles heel growing up. And it was really my main concern when we first started talking about homeschooling our oldest at the time, who was in 4th grade. I was really scared about math. That was the main thing. I was like, I think I can handle everything else, but math is like my kryptonite and I really cannot teach it. I can barely do it. And I really had to find a math curriculum first that was going to work so that I could be like, okay, if I've got math taken care of, I know I can make everything else fall into place. Thank goodness we found teaching textbooks. My oldest started using teaching textbooks for Math 4, and our youngest daughter, who is in 4th grade now, but we've homeschooled her the entire time. So she started using teaching textbooks beginning in Math 3, which is their youngest level of math. So I've had a lot of experience using it with two totally different types of learners and all different age levels, and we still love it just as much today, if not more, than we did back when we first started using it. What I love about teaching textbooks and what makes it so great for anybody that's homeschooling, but especially a new homeschooler or an intimidated homeschooler, somebody who's not good at math, or maybe even a working parent that still wants to figure out if they can homeschool their kids but also carry on a full-time job, it's a great program because all of the lessons are taught to your child online. You don't have to teach a single thing. If they make a mistake, it corrects and shows them how to do it the right way. It does the grading for you. It has quizzes and tests. I mean, there is nothing I can say about this program that I do not like. And having a kid that's been using it for so long, like I said, my oldest started using it in Math 4 and now she's doing Algebra 1. I have seen her progression over the years and how much she has learned with her math skills, and how gentle yet thorough it is. I really love that. There's lots of new concepts with keeping review along the way, so don't forget the things they've already learned, which is really, really important. One really great thing about teaching textbooks, and if you haven't heard about them in a while or ever, they used to be all on disc, where you had to have a computer with a disk drive and you had to buy the discs, which were not terribly cheap. But now they have Teaching Textbooks 3.0. It's been out for a little while now, and it's all done online, so you don't have to buy the discs. And one of the main benefits of that is, other than convenience, it is so much less expensive than purchasing the disc. Now with Teaching Textbooks 3.0, the most expensive level that they have is around $67 for the entire year for one student. So it's a really great value, a huge savings, a really convenient way to use a program that's amazing, but for a lot less money. So you can still get the discs if you want to, and you can pay the higher price, but I highly recommend Teaching Textbooks 3.0. They even have a family plan, so if you have between 4 and 8 children that you're going to be using teaching textbooks with, you can actually do the family plan and save even more money. So they make it so affordable for everybody, and I really love that about them. Like I said, the grading is done for you. I like that at the end of each day, I can log into my parent profile and see what grade each girl got, which problems they missed. I can erase entire lessons if I feel like they're just not grasping the concept or they've missed too many for me to let them go on to the next lesson. I can actually erase the lesson and they can go back and re-watch the lecture the next day, do the problems again, and kind of get a better grasp on it. So we've done that quite a bit, just here and there with both girls. But I love the fact that I can erase entire lessons and let them have a chance to start over. So you're really working at your child's pace, which is really important, especially I think with math, because it is so hard for so many people. And one thing that's really great about teaching textbooks is they do offer a free trial. If you are thinking about homeschooling, or you have a math program that you don't know really if it's working for your child or for you, then definitely try the free trial because it is free. You get 15 lessons of teaching textbooks, any or all levels that you need to try to see how it's going to work for you and your child, that you get for free. If after those 15 lessons you decide that you want to go ahead and purchase the yearly subscription, then you get to pick up where you left off. Your child doesn't have to start back over at lesson 1. It'll pick back up at lesson 16. So just a really great way to try it for free, no obligation. And I think it's really important too, because as a homeschooling parent, there are so many curriculums out there that you see that maybe you read reviews about or you watch a YouTube video about and people say, oh yeah, it's amazing. And you go out and you get it and you buy it and you use it and you hate it. You know, you've wasted that money usually. So this is a great way to try it. And 15 lessons is a good solid amount of lessons to be able to get a grasp of what your kid is going to think about it and what you're going to think about it. And you can also do the placement tests on the Teaching Textbooks website. That will give you a better idea of what level to put your child in if you aren't sure. But the free trial is still there. You're welcome to use the free trial for any single level that they have to make sure that you are starting your child with the right level and that Teaching Textbooks is the right fit for them. So I will have a link for Teaching Textbooks in the description box. I think it's great for new homeschoolers. I think it's great for any homeschooler. We love it, and I cannot imagine homeschooling without it. Okay, the second favorite curriculum that I love for new homeschoolers, but really any homeschooler. I hate to say that. I don't want to say for new homeschoolers, like I don't like this for other homeschoolers. I like it for everybody. But I feel like for new homeschoolers especially, this is a great program because reading is a very scary thing, at least in my opinion, to teach. If you have to teach a child to read, it can be very daunting because that's kind of a big deal. That's like the basis of their entire education, to know how to read, and you're the one responsible for teaching them how to do it. Now, I got lucky because our oldest daughter was public schooled until the middle of 4th grade, so somebody else taught her to read. I had nothing to do with that. But with our youngest, you know, we've homeschooled her the entire time. So it was my job to not only find the program to use with her, but also figure out like and do it with her and teach her to read. And that was so scary to me. I'm like, how do you teach someone to read? And again, same thing with Teaching Textbooks. You guys, if you've watched my channel for a while, you would know that we love all about reading. We have used their reading curriculum from the first level all the way through. My youngest is in 4th grade, but she finished their last level in the middle of 3rd grade last year. So all the levels have been completed, and I feel like she's an amazing reader and it's an amazing program. I will link my homeschooling playlist for you guys in the description box where all of my homeschooling videos live, including those previous videos I've done about all about reading. I think it's an incredible program. One of the things that I like about it the most is it is very scripted and gentle for the teacher, which is what I needed because like I said, I was scared. I didn't know how to teach somebody to read, and it was just overwhelming to me to think that I'm the one responsible for teaching someone to read. So I love that the All About Reading lessons are pretty short and they are very scripted for you as the teacher and the parent so that you don't have to worry about what to say. It'll even have little notes like, if you live in this part of the country, you may pronounce this word this way. Even down to things like that, everything was included. There was no detail left out, and I feel like it was so incredibly thorough and comprehensive, but very, very gentle for me and my daughter. It's also multi-sensory. There's magnetic letter tiles. There are little chapter books that go along with each lesson. You have worksheets and things to do. So it touches on every single learning style. I think it's great for anybody that homeschools, but especially new homeschoolers because again, like math, reading is kind of a big deal. And it can be really intimidating and really overwhelming to think that you have to figure out how to teach someone to read. So it's a great program for new homeschoolers. My last recommendation for a homeschooling program for anybody, but especially new homeschoolers, is BJU Press's English program. Now, we haven't used it for the upper levels with my oldest, but we are using it and have been using it with my youngest for quite a while now. We just finished BJU Press English 3 and are getting ready to start English 4. And what I really love about BJU Press, which is Bob Jones University, first of all, I love that the curriculum is biblical. So if you're a Christian and you want some Bible teachings kind of rolled into your English program, then it's a great fit. I also like their English in particular because it is grammar and writing put together. You alternate a chapter between grammar and a chapter of writing, so that way you're not going to have to go out and find a grammar program and a writing program. You've got both of them rolled into one, so it saves you a little bit of time and research, especially if you're a new homeschooler and you're kind of overwhelmed by all the choices, and there are so many. It's a great option because it's your writing and your grammar all in one program. We also have used and are using their science. Both girls are doing the BJU Press History Distance Learning online program. My oldest is doing World History, and my youngest is doing Heritage Studies 3, which is actually a 1-semester course, but she's finishing that up, and we're loving that as well. And I love that option too, and especially if you're a new homeschooler and you want to maybe outsource 1 or 2 subjects to kind of not have to teach everything all at once. The BJU Press Distance Learning Online program is really great because they watch their lessons online, they have a workbook, and then you just kind of grade things as they go along. But That's a great option if you're new, intimidated, if you work at home or if you work outside the home, but you want to make sure your child is getting a good English education. Look into their distance learning programs. We are loving BJU Press. They have been a huge blessing in our family, and I have nothing but good things to say about them too. But like I said, I have not used their upper levels of English. I've heard some conflicting things about whether people like them or not. I'll get to that I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, I guess. But for now, and for elementary ages especially, I feel like it's a really solid program. Again, it's scripted for me as the parent teacher. I'm able to look at the teacher's manual. I know what to say. I know what questions to ask. I have all the answers, and I can actually even see her workbook from my teacher's manual, so I don't have to like go and look over her shoulder to see what she's seeing. I can see everything in my teacher's manual, so I love that. So highly recommend BJU Press. I will have a link for all 3 of these curriculum companies, programs in the description box, as well as my homeschooling playlist, so make sure you check that out. So I really hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure you guys leave me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, feel free to share this video with anybody that you know that is homeschooling or is thinking about homeschooling and they're really kind of overwhelmed and intimidated. It might be helpful to them to see that there are some great programs out there that don't have to cost a lot of money, that don't have to be something that, if you don't know how to teach math, you don't have to. There are programs like teaching textbooks that will teach math to your child. They're still gonna get a great education. It doesn't have to come from you. Homeschooling doesn't mean that you literally are the only one standing there all day long teaching every single subject. It is in your best interest to outsource certain things if you are not comfortable teaching them, or if you don't have the time to teach every subject. It's okay to do that, and your kid is still gonna get an incredible education. So I hope this was helpful. Make sure you let me know if it was in the comments, if you want to let me know if you homeschool or you're thinking about it. And if you do already homeschool, what are some of your favorite homeschooling curriculum that you have used, and any tips that you might have for a new homeschooler? I know that would help people out. I get a lot of people coming to my channel every single month that tell me that they were thinking about it and they really are not happy with the public school system, or they can't afford private school anymore, and they want to homeschool, but they just don't know how or where to start. So if you guys have any tips or suggestions for anybody that's new to homeschooling, definitely leave them in the comments below so we can help out as many people as possible. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure if you did, you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.